Gilded Age, season 3, episode 4, A Long Ladder, and I'm aggravated. I am perturbed, deeply disturbed at the fact that now I have to hate Mr. Russell. I have to hate Mr. Russell. There's no getting past it. There's no forgiveness. There's no grace and mercy that I'll be extending to Mr. Russell, because at this point you are less than a man. You're a mouse. You're a mouse. You're a mouse, and I'll never get past it. If you guys are new here, though, my name is Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know I'm here to put you on. And ahead of tonight's live, y'all know I have to come and do my upload for Gilded Age. I missed it last week, but I, alas, am back this week. All right, because your girl had a little bit of time, space, and energy, and we have things to talk about. We have things to discuss. So let's get right into it. And I want to start over there with Mr. Russell, because you made your child a promise. You made your one and only daughter a promise that you failed to deliver. And it's not because you couldn't, it's because you didn't want smoke with that Bertha over there. The level of cowardice that was demonstrated and displayed, beyond me. Because when we sit down and have a conversation, because Gladys hasn't left the room since the engagement's been officially announced, since she accepted, she's been in that room, hidden up, won't even come down, won't come down for anything. He goes up to have a conversation to say, I failed you. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious, for telling me the truth about the matter. I know you failed me, Dad. But here's the thing. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll wait 10 minutes. And if you don't come, we'll cancel everything. Mind you, this is at the detriment of Mr. Russell, which goes to show you will do anything for Bertha. The level of control and manipulation that she has exerted over him, insanity. Later in the episode, we see JP Morgan come and is like, if you go through with this and spending all this coin on this wedding, the deal's done. I'm withdrawing my support, and everything is going to crumble. Your money, our money, everything. And Mr. Russell's like, I don't give a damn. Happy wife, happy life. I will never understand it. And I think what was even more disturbing is the fact that now, what man can Gladys trust? Larry was like impotent in the situation. There's nothing he could really do. Your father promised to do something, to fix it, to handle it. He didn't do it. And now you're about to be off with this nefarious Duke who literally wanted it in blood that night. Oh, God. She can't have a night off? You just ruined her life, sir. You just upended her whole life and are dragging her not 24 hours later across to the other side of the world. Like, give grace. Did your mother tell you about your wifely duties? Child, we'll get to it. Bertha's sister's in town. Now, this was the only kind of comic relief I got throughout the whole entire episode, because we have our girl from Nurse Jackie. If you watch Nurse Jackie, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But this is the actress that's playing Bertha's sister, who Bertha's ashamed of. We know she's ashamed of her old friends, her family there. Don't you want to go back home? She would never be comfortable here. Larry extended the invitation, and it's guess who's coming for dinner. But guess who's coming for dinner in her raggedy dress that she won't let you change. And so you literally have your staff spill lukewarm coffee on her. Bertha, you must be stopped. You must be stopped in real time. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know why. I don't know in what form it's going to take, Bertha, but you are going to get your just desserts as well as your wretched and raggedy husband. Jack and Larry get news about the clock deal. Now, listen, y'all are still trying to say Larry is a creep and stole money. Maybe this was the agreement that they had set forth 50-50. It is what it is. Larry did make the connection. I still am not going to paint him as a villain, even though the super trailer for the rest of the season does indicate he may be a degenerate gambler. Maybe a degenerate gambler. Marian said there's secrets about him. How can there all these men in my life I can't trust Jesus? Larry, what are you doing over here? But Jack is nonetheless $300,000 richer after this meeting. He's shocked. Again, at this point, everything to be put into perspective, he's got more money than everybody, than the Van Ryns, than the Fortes, than all of them put together. He's paid $300,000. $300,000. It's a new life, and he doesn't know what to do. He's fearful because, can I still keep working here until I figure out my next move? I thought I was going to be working on the clock for the rest of my life, and now I have all this time freed up. And of course, the cook is like, you know what, Jack? take your time, keep this a secret, don't tell anyone. But I have a sneaking suspicion that someone overheard because someone always overhears, but we shall see. But alas, I'm still happy for Jack. 300,000, 600,000, whatever. I'm happy he got a cute coin. It's more money than he's ever fathomed or imagined, and I want the best for him. I would think as a just kind of a liaison, Larry should have maybe taken 15, 20%. 50% is extreme, but I'm not ruling him out just yet. I don't want Larry to be bad, y'all. I don't need him to be bad. That family is terrible enough. We are getting dresses made because whether we like it or not, this is the wedding of the season in New York. This is a Duke and we have to go. And so Agnes and Ada go get fitted for dresses, and the dressmakers, who gets the bill? Ada, pass it to me. Agnes says, now listen, are you going to be trying to oversee all of my purchases? Listen, because it is what it is, and I still am the big boss. I'm still just waiting for that moment Oscar's going to come and say he's got a bag. He's got a bag from his new investments. Again, I need more in the sister dynamic than the finances. I really want us to dive somewhere else with them. I hope that they don't keep us entrenched in this money, money, money situation for the entire season between the sisters, but we'll see because, child, I don't know. Now the Blacks are in Newport. We're over there with the Scotts still and the Kirklands. And now this is really the first time we're getting to see Peggy in the company of Mama Kirkland. And to be quiet as is kept, Mama Kirkland wasn't as bad as I thought she was going to be. Yes, she threw shade. At your age, I was focused on being a wife and a mother, not all these political articles and writings and things. And Peggy says, listen, I want to be a wife and a mother too, but I want to be one with the vote. And I said, I know that's right. Come see me speak. So Kirkland's come out and they go see her speak. And of course, she has to give an underhanded compliment, and then also drag Mr. Scott as well because he's not like us. He's not like us. And finally, Mama Scott chimes in and is like, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Who you're talking about? My husband has got it out of the mud. He has worked hard for everything he has. We are of nobility. We are doing what we need to do in our part, in our place in society. And we can be here in Newport just like you can. Even Mama Kirkland's husband had to check her at some point because the judgment is oozing. It's inherently who she is. It's in her nature. Again, this divide runs deep. This brown paper bag situation, this Jack and Jill moment, it runs deep and it goes through the lineage for years. I'm waiting for the head. I'm waiting for everything to come to head because it absolutely will. Peggy's not going to be silent now that she knows Mama Kirkland and how she comes off. I will say I was proud of Dr. Kirkland. He did step up and stand out to his mama a little bit, but we're going to see how this goes. Peggy's face at the end was very telling. And she's not going to put up with too much for too long. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out ultimately. And someone on TikTok was upset because they felt like the depiction of racism isn't heavy or hard enough in this series. And that is really what I like about it, because what we've learned from Peggy's character starting day one is that she has lived a very sheltered and very privileged life, even then. And while racism is pervasive and prevalent everywhere, her little cocoon and her little world in her little spot in Brooklyn, protected by her mother and father, she has not had to witness the ills like other people have. We saw it when she went to Alabama last season, right? That was foreign to her. That was unknown. And even with Armstrong, that was over, but still, I think what they're showing is another depiction and another way to look at things. Everyone didn't have the exact same experience, and I think that's nuance, right? And I appreciate that that's what they're doing with the show at this time. And again, Peggy's experience is different. It's different than what we've seen. We know that it exists. Well, some of us know that it exists, and depending on the family that you came from, you know kind of the lore of what this looks like. But seeing it on screen is representation that needs to be seen. So many people were like, I had no idea. And like, yeah, very much so. But I think they can even dig deeper, and I'm looking forward to where it goes in the future. I mentioned this before, the fallout with JP Morgan. He's backing out of the railroad. I hope you get everything you want, Mr. Russell, but you're not dragging me to hell in a handbasket with you all about this Duke and the wedding. The Duke, honey, and his sister. The sister gets there. And immediately I said to myself, is she Cersei and he's Jaime Lannister? Because what in the incestuous vibes, like, am I getting? Now, Julian Fellows will do some stuff. So I don't know if we're going to go over there. But I just want to say I don't like the cut of her jib. I don't like the make of her walk at all. And I'm very nervous to see what this is going to be, because, of course, she never married. She is really living at the mercy of her brother. And Bertha's sister brings this up at dinner like, okay, well, where are you going to live now that Bertha's moving in? Oh, no, I'm staying. The Duke says, well, I hadn't really thought about that. You know, it's my sister. I take care of her. And so while you've got that allegiance over there, you now have a wife that should be running the empire. And more than anything, this is what I want to kind of dive into a little bit more. This idea that Bertha was a good person and that this was, you know, everybody did it. Everybody did it. But what everybody did, I would think, as a mother in that time, if I'm sending my daughter off in an arranged situation, I want my daughter to be a force of nature. I want my daughter to be able to carry her own, to manage the household. Bertha was birthed out of grit, right? Gladys doesn't have grit. She doesn't have a backbone, clearly, because she went along with this monstrosity, which, you know, I get it. It was the time. But to send her like a sheep to the slaughter is insanity to me. You know, your daughter doesn't have a backbone. You know, she can't stand up. This was all about you and who you're going to be. And I think that's the biggest disservice, more than selling her off to the highest bidder. And I mean high in terms of rank, because the Duke has no money. But the idea that you send her off unequipped and ill-equipped to not only just be a wife, but to run a household and to be thousands of miles away from the only home and guidance that she's ever had, albeit terrible guidance. The only guidance that she's had, I can definitely foretell issues with his sister going forward, but alas, we will see. So finally she comes down. She doesn't wait the 10 minutes. Reluctantly, you know, she tells her father, nothing will ever be the same because I'll never look at you the same because you're trash. You're trash, Mr. Russell. Walks down the aisle. She's sobbing and crying. Bertha's crying for her own reasons. We get there. We kiss. Next thing we know, we're in our cabin on the ship. And did your mama tell you that you got to give it back in blood tonight? Did your mama tell you that? You know how this is about to work? Yes, but it's been a busy day. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to know? I want it now. Oh, Mr. gonna climb on top of her and do his business. And I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Gladys will get a peek into London society and go over there and be able to see that in the remainder of this season. But you guys, solid episode. It was good. It was cooking. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought. And don't forget, we are live 7:15 Eastern Standard Time tonight, every Monday, to talk the Gilded Age, myself and Struggle Reviews TV. So come make sure you join us. Love you bunches. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.